Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is another episode of Major Mondays. I'm here with my good longtime friend and business owner, colleague. Uh, we met about what, 10, 15 years ago?
Mm,
About 10, 15 years, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
somewhere in between there, the 10 to 15.
Somewhere around
Closer to the 15, definitely.
somewhere around the beginning of my journey as an artist. Um, Her name is Laqa. She is the owner of Pure Celebrity. So welcome to Major Mondays.
Thank you for having me.
So we're gonna get to know her. We're gonna go into her backstory and what made her start her entrepreneur journey. We want to know all about you. So take me back, take me back, take me back. You from South Florida,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Um,
I'm from South Florida. I was born in Lake Placid, Florida, but raised in Pompano Beach.
so you from Pompano.
Yes,
What high school did you go to?
I went to Deerfield High.
Deerfield. Deerfield, it's crazy because I went to Edison and I didn't know about none of them other high schools in Broward until I got older. It's crazy because I just knew Dade County schools, but that's what's up. So you went to Deerfield. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing, because I know when I spoke about my past, I spoke about how I grew up in the street. Some people grew up in the street, some people didn't. So tell me a little bit about your upbringing up until you graduated high school.
I was definitely not in the streets. Not
Okay.
if my mom could help it.
Yeah.
Uh, I was. I don't know. My upbringing was kind of. I don't know. I wouldn't say different. It was different to other people.
Was it a
Um,
two-parent household?
my mother was married twice,
Okay.
so it was a two-parent household for the
But
most
it
part.
wasn't your dad.
No, wasn't my dad.
Okay. And how many brothers and sisters was in that household?
I have four brothers. I'm the
Four brothers.
oldest of five children.
One who I do personally know, so I can
Yeah.
imagine living with crazy Mike Mike.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, so I was
Oh, you
like,
the
that's it.
oldest. I'm
Yeah,
the
I'm the
oldest too.
oldest. I'm the oldest. So
Okay.
responsibility came super early.
So you was the oldest sister. So you was like the
Only
second mom.
sister and oldest.
The only sister and the oldest. So
Yeah,
you was the second mom, basically.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So okay, I get that. So that gave you responsibility. You knew how to be responsible.
Of
Mom was always
course.
on your back about helping out, cleaning, cooking, stuff like
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
right?
it wasn't on my back. It was just that's just what had to be done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about when do you really feel like you started getting the hustler's bug? Because there's people who never wanted to own their own business. They never wanted to uh be an entrepreneur, so to speak. So when do you think you started getting this hustler's bug?
about 11, 12.
About 11, 12 years old. You were selling candy?
That was, you know what, that might have started before 11 to 12. Yeah, I had a little teddy bear backpack full of
Candy.
M&M's, honey buns. My mom had a BJ's card,
Yep.
Costco card. So yeah, that's what kind of
You
sparked
know what's
it.
crazy? A lot of entrepreneurs have that same humble beginning where they sold candy. I didn't sell
Yeah.
candy because I
That
was
was just in school.
yeah.
Nails was my hustle outside of school on the weekends.
But what was the earliest hustle that you had?
The candy probably definitely for
So you
sure.
was about what age?
I was in middle school. So what you 12 in middle
About
school?
12, about 11, 12 years old.
Yeah,
Okay.
like sixth, seventh grade, probably. Yeah. So that
Okay,
12 is
so
it. 12 is the age. But
so
I had two hustles though.
okay, what was
I
the other
like
one?
being creative. I was in school for communication and broadcasting arts.
Okay.
That's why I was at Deerfield. I was in a magnet program.
Nice.
But I like design. Anything when it came to design, I was all for it. My
Okay.
aunt could do nails. I watched her, I learned, and then I started doing nails on the weekends in my mom's garage, like making like three, four, $500
Look at that.
on
Look at
top of
that. Let
selling
me
the candy in
drop
school.
the bag for that. A little kid,
So
what you was like, what, a teenager at this time? Doing
nah, I
nails?
was like, well, 12 is right before you hit
Yeah.
13. I was doing like $12 full sets of nails
But to adults or to kids
to
only?
adults,
To
not to kids, to
wow. I
teenagers
gotta
and
drop the bag
adults.
on that. We gotta
Yeah.
drop the bag on that. So okay. So you grew up wanting to make your own money at a young age. And
Yeah.
then by the time you graduated high school, what did you do next?
By the time I graduated high school, I had already got my nail license because my school paid for it
Okay.
in high school. I moved out at 17. So my first hustle, I like money.
Yeah.
I mean, like most people.
Yeah.
So I actually started hustling. My first hustle when I became an adult was like I had two again. I was cooking dinners
Mhm.
to the guys who didn't have girlfriends who
So
knew
you
how to
was cooking
cook.
in the hood?
I was cooking in the hood and I sold weed.
Oh, wow, okay. Hey, you was hustling.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was hustling.
but look, that go hand in hand. Could you imagine that? Niggas sell you some
Yeah, a
weed and
lot of the
then
dudes who was hustling, whatever they was hustling, they didn't have girlfriends who cooked,
yeah.
or they was hustling so much they just wanted something to eat. And back then it wasn't no food trucks like that.
Mhm.
They used to go to the corner store to get
Yeah.
something to eat, but late hours ain't nothing to
So was
eat.
this like a project or was this just like an apartments and
Nah, it
stuff?
wasn't a project. It was in a I think it was a predominantly urban area, but it wasn't a
Yeah.
projects. But where I my first apartment, it was a lot of dudes
Okay.
hustling.
But this is in Broward though. You
Yeah,
still was
that's in
in Broward.
Pompano. That's in
Pompano. Okay, yeah,
Pompano.
Pompano.
Yeah, that's in Pompano.
So okay, so we started hustling, selling plates, a little weed on the side. We were
Weed
doing
was
that.
the main hustle. The plates was when I kind of felt like it because I didn't want to cook like that all the time. Yeah,
But
so
you
it
still
was a.
cook now for the family, right?
Of course, I still cook
Okay,
like
so
that for the family.
no, I just asked because like I ain't gonna lie, I know how to cook, being the oldest as well.
Of course, you
Being a
don't have a choice.
you have
You
to
gotta
learn how to
learn how to
cook.
cook.
So that's a part
Um,
of the things that your parents gonna teach you, especially being the
Definitely.
oldest, because they want to be able to pass you the baton and say, "Hey,
Of
cook some food for
course.
us."
If they tired from working all the
Yeah,
jobs or whatever they working, you got to fill the void. So yeah.
yeah. So, but okay. So what I was trying to say was, obviously cooking wasn't your favorite thing to do. So after
Nah, it
you,
wasn't my favorite thing to
so
do. I
after
love
the,
to eat though.
so after the cooking and the little hustling with the weed, what did you start doing after that?
What did I start doing after that? I started working for the post office.
Okay. And how was that? How was that? How old were you? And how was that? What
19.
you was
I
19
was
years old when you
19.
started?
Yeah.
And how was your experience there? Like what did you like and what did you didn't like about it?
I like the freedom of being able to be on the street and interact with the customers.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I had a good government job as my second job. The first
Benefits,
one, I
all
didn't
that.
have the benefits. That's
No.
why I ended up leaving later. I was
Okay.
there for like 7 years. I still hustled on the side because I
Yeah.
I just I like money.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it
but
what
I
you
never
saying you like
intertwined
money?
the two.
You saying you like money.
I
Is it because
like
you like to
I
spend?
like stability.
You like to
I like to
spend
not
a
have to need people and ask people
okay.
for anything to be
You
able to
like to
do
be
what I need to
independent
do.
on your
Of
own.
course, of course.
Cause I was gonna say, cause I like money too, but other people, some people they like money because they want to buy jewelry, they want to buy
I
cars.
mean, I like my money so that when I want to do something for myself, I'm able to.
Yeah,
Coming from a single parent home, some of the times my mom worked 2 jobs and I worked a paper route with her
yeah,
when I was younger. And she had a hustle on the side.
yeah,
So my mom was always a hard worker. And so I picked that up from her.
yeah,
Like hanging out, hanging with multiple friends on a consistent basis. That was never my thing because I picked up a lot of stuff that my mom did.
yeah, yeah,
Naturally, not even knowing that I have so much of her in me. It's crazy.
yeah. It's crazy how they rub off on you, man. My dad wasn't even in the house like that, and I got some of his traits, some good, some bad. So
Yeah.
I definitely understand that. So okay, so you was working at the post office,
Hmm.
and I believe I met you around the time when you was working at the
You
post
did.
office,
You did.
but you had another hustle that you was doing at that
Yeah.
time.
See, that first hustle stopped. That first hustle stopped because I didn't want to get in no trouble. And my mom made me promise her that I wouldn't do any illegal hustles.
Yeah,
Because like I said, I was the only girl. I was the oldest. She didn't want to see anything happen to me. And you know how moms have these crazy intuitions and all
them
of that.
crazy
So I
dreams.
stopped that hustle. I stopped that hustle cold turkey.
Yeah,
Because that hustle went from weed, then it elevated into ecstasy pills. Because at that time, ecstasy
yeah,
pills was a thing.
yeah. I remember.
Um, then it went into coke.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it was, but it was certain stuff I couldn't deal with. But when I made her that promise, I stopped cold
yeah. You
turkey.
stopped
I
cold
didn't
turkey.
go. I
Was
didn't
there
go back.
something that happened that made her have a revelation, or it's just
I
she just
mean, it's
started
just
to
a
feel it?
mom. It's a mom. You
She
know what I
started to
mean?
feel it.
A
Yeah,
mom, our bond, our connection. She started to maybe feel things, and she just didn't want to see her only daughter in the system due to me loving the hustle,
yeah,
loving to be able to provide for myself, not wanting to ask people or family members or anyone for anything, to be able to do things for me, her, and my brothers.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I did that for her.
Okay. So you stopped selling, because you didn't want to get in trouble, which is very
Yeah.
commendable. Because I mean, honestly, it took for me to have a daughter to stop getting to stop getting illegal money. That's what
Of
it took
course.
for me.
It is hard when you're used to, but when you can compensate with something else. I was a female,
Yeah.
luckily, and they had another hustle. They had another
So let's
hustle that
get
I
into
got
that.
into.
That chuckle. I already know what that chuckle means. So let's
Yeah.
get into that. What was your next thing after, you was working at the post office, you
Mhm.
wasn't doing nothing illegal no more. So how did you compensate? What was your next thing?
My next thing was, it wasn't intentionally. It wasn't
Yeah.
something I planned. Like, in now age, and you see girls who look at it and they glorify it and they say, "Oh, I want to do that," because they see the
Yeah.
money. Mine came totally different. I had moved to a new city, had just bought a big, beautiful home. I was about to get married. Things didn't work out as planned.
Yeah.
My fiance was into a whole lot of stuff that he didn't make me aware of, and my safety could have been an issue because of the bad deals that he was making with people on
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
So I moved back to Florida. I had just bought a home. I moved back with my mom, and the crazy thing is, I was still working at the post office,
Yeah.
but I had a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 3-car garage house, and then I was trying to get a place here because I didn't really know anyone in the state I bought my house in, so I didn't feel comfortable to live
What
there
state
yet.
was that?
It was in Georgia.
Okay.
It was in Georgia, in Fulton County, where I had bought my home. So I don't even remember how I got into it. I remember a dude that I used to date, and he like had this infatuation with clubs, and I went to a couple, and then I knew one of the guys who was a promoter there, and I just literally ended up at Coco's on a Tuesday night, Haitian Jeff night.
Yeah. And then
Freaky, they
you
used to call me Freaky Tuesdays,
so
and that was it.
so by clubs you mean an
Strip
exotic strip
clubs.
club,
Yeah,
of
strip
course.
clubs.
And then so you went to the strip club and then you ended up dancing that first night or
Yeah, I went in knowing that I was going to dance
okay. Was it
because
an amateur
I
night
needed money.
or
No, it was no amateur night.
okay.
It was just a night that I knew it was a lot of dudes in there with money, street
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
and I knew a lot of street guys liked me. So I
Yeah.
went to the club. I was prepared to work. I worked, and that was it. I had a
That's what's up.
nice run.
What year was that?
That was 2007.
And I got with Boss Grind around 2008. So
Mhm.
that's why I met you shortly after.
Yeah.
And I remember when you used to pull up to Coco's back then, we both had Monte Carlos. You remember that? We
Yeah.
both had yours was purple, right?
No, mine was silver.
You
It
had a
was
silver
silver.
Monte Carlo
It
and I
was
had a white
silver.
Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
And that's why you always stood out to me because I'm like, damn, she driving a nigga car. Like she driving a Chevy. She a Chevy rider.
Oh, yeah.
So you stood out to me more than the other girls just because of that alone. And then we became
Really?
friends. Yeah.
From the car?
From the car because
That's
I
crazy.
remember pulling up, seeing you jumping out. You got a Monte Carlo SS. I got a Monte Carlo SS. She got a little sound in hers. I got sound in my. It's like it just
Well, I'm from Broward.
yeah, but
So I
it
had went
wasn't
through a
girls
couple
riding
cars.
like that though. Girls is riding they
What was
little
they
Hondas
riding?
or they little BMW or they little whatever. You had a Chevy
Yeah.
and it was beating like mine. Like, so that's why you know what I'm saying? So I just took notice to that. And then as
Oh,
I
yeah.
started seeing you more, how I don't remember exactly how we spoke or ever had that first encounter. I just remember asking you to dance my songs. And then I tipped you on stage. And then from there we
Okay.
grew more friends to each
That's how we initially met?
that's how I remember. The oldest memory I have of me and you meeting is me getting you to dance to my song
Probably so.
because I seen how popular you was. You obviously a beautiful woman, and I'm like, okay, if I could get her to dance to my songs, then
Yeah, during that time, Rick Ross used to come to Coco's and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
I knew that it would stand out. So that's why I started getting you to dance to my song. So let's take it back. Okay, so you just started. You new in this world.
yeah.
You dancing. It's awkward. It's new. Tell me, put me in your mind
It
state.
wasn't very awkward. At first it was, but it's no different than any other hustle to me.
Yeah.
It was just business as usual. I mean, it was a world that I wasn't familiar with when I got
Mhm.
into it because I want to say until I moved out of my mom's house, I was in the house. My mom didn't play that. She wasn't
Yeah.
on it. I wasn't in the streets. I couldn't go to parties. The most I could get out was to cheer and walk my dog around the block.
Yeah.
So I didn't learn the streets until I became of age to get into the streets.
Yeah.
I wasn't sneaking out. My mom was like the strictest ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just totally different. It was a different side of life that I
Yeah.
wasn't used to, but I got used to it. It's crazy. I used to watch Dolomite, The
Yeah.
Mac, all of that stuff. And so I love them type of movies,
Yeah.
but that was like real, that was real life in there. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
this is real.
This is
I
real.
mean, you see the movies
Yeah.
and it's funny, it's good humor, but then you see it's really real.
Yeah.
So I just kept my head to the ground. I grind like I did with anything else, and I became popular really fast in Miami. Probably because how I hustled. Um, Probably because I was pretty. I like to dance. I had a lot of tattoos
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. You
You
stood
know what I
out.
mean? Yeah, because I started my
I remember
tattoos at
seeing
like
you on stage.
17, 16.
I
Like the
remember.
leg sleeve,
Yeah.
I got that at 19.
I'm telling you,
So
I remember seeing you on stage, and what always stood out about you was definitely your tattoos, and you was well put together. You got thick thighs, and you
yeah.
moving with the beat. So it's like I didn't really see a lot of girls that was built like you back then. Now everybody is
Yeah.
paying for that.
Yeah.
But back then it wasn't everybody had that. It
Yeah,
wasn't even
everybody
an
had that.
option to go get booty and all this and all
Nah, it
that.
wasn't. It was no
It
BBLs and all of
wasn't
that
none of
jazz.
that. So you was
Uh-uh.
naturally stacked up, and I I I mean, obviously I used to be like, damn, who
I'm
is
scared
this?
for that because I got an 11-month-old daughter
Yeah.
and I could see her thighs and her booty already. So I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. And we just was talking about
She's a baby and
our
she got
children.
it already. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
we were just talking about our children, and I got a pistol just waiting for, and I
I
go
got a couple,
just
like
waiting.
literally.
You play with my baby, I know my baby beautiful, and you
Oh
play with her, you got to play
God.
with me now. So, but okay, so you in this club, you making all this fast money. What was you doing? Like, what was you doing with the money? Were you helping family? Were you saving in the first couple years? Not like as you got older and mature. In the beginning, what was you doing with all
Yeah.
that
See,
fast
remember I
money?
had already bought a house.
Yeah.
So I was paying for my home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I end up renting my home out on Section 8. And even with me renting it out on Section 8, that was not, I was still paying like at least $800 or $900 because I got a house in Georgia, but I got a DR Horton bill that was
Yeah.
built like the homes down here. So my house back then was 300,000.
Yeah.
Um, and it was a brand new pre-construction.
Yeah.
And the reason that I came to the club initially wasn't just because I needed money. I bought my house literally right before the market crashed.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it in 2006. Market crashed in like 2007 or 2008.
So you
And
lost a lot.
I couldn't refinance.
So you lost a
A
lot.
lot of people, yeah. So that was I think the main reason that I came into the club because of that. Cause at first I tried it and I was like,
So did
this
you
ain't for
sell that house
me.
though? Did you sell it?
Nah, actually the house actually foreclosed because I got a lawyer and he told me if you don't want to live here, it makes no sense for you to try to save a house that you don't want to live in.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy REO foreclosure.
Okay.
So I took his advice because I was young. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't know because they had quick claim deed, all type of little stuff you could do. It was a lot of fraud in the real estate market going on in
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to do. I was stressed out. So yeah, I let that house go. I eventually got it cleaned off my credit. I found the right people who cleaned it off.
That's awesome.
But yeah. So I was helping my mom. I
You
was
was
helping
helping your
my
mom a
family.
lot.
I was living the life I wanted to live. I was living on the beach.
Yeah.
Like, when you make money and you young, you're gonna do the things
That
that you
you.
weren't able to do before.
Yeah.
Every year I danced, I took
That's
myself on
that's
a
the
trip
new
out of the country
that's
to
the
somewhere
new
I'd never been.
that's the new money syndrome. When you got new money,
That's the point of
that's what
getting
you're
the
gonna
money.
do. You're gonna do everything you
When
never
you're
did
young, you're
before.
not gonna be investing all of this stuff.
But
But
you
I did start a business the first year I started dancing,
okay, and what was that
a
business?
costume jewelry business.
So you was making like
I
dance
was working
costumes.
at the post office.
Okay.
I was selling costume jewelry. I had a
Okay.
costume jewelry store in Pompano Beach, and I was stripping. I
Okay.
don't know. I always had like a couple streams of income.
So okay. So you
Um,
was so around this time you obviously was making, could you say like the most money you ever made in your life when you was doing that around that time?
I'm not gonna say that because remember the other hustles was lucrative as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
But you was making a lot of money.
Yeah,
You
I
was
was making
making
a
a lot.
lot of money to my standards, definitely. I was probably making at least $120,000
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because
definitely some money.
that's $10,000 a month.
And
That's
then with
2,500 a
inflation,
week, definitely.
back then, it definitely that was a lot more money back then.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So definitely,
So
yeah, that was more. I would say,
yeah.
because I guess I wasn't putting together how I was putting it together then. So yeah, because that's
So
how I opened the business so early. Like I was like, okay, I want this money got to be put into something that I can make more money from because I didn't really honestly think I would do it for the length of time that I did it.
okay. So how long did you expect to be in it when you first started?
I mean, you never know, but that type of freedom with money, just being able to go
It
to
was
work and make
addicting.
thousands in a
It's
day, that stuff
addicting.
is
I know,
addictive like
man.
a
Yeah,
drug.
I know. I
It's
know.
addictive like a drug.
I had that same addiction with street money, so I know. So okay, so you in the club, you in the club life, you didn't have your first child yet, but
No.
you hustling or whatever. So when did you start getting the interest to, because you already had the costume jewelry thing going.
Yeah.
When did you get to the point where you wanted to do what you're doing now with the Pure Celebrity brand?
Oh, I really created my brand in my kitchen when I was pregnant with my son.
Okay, so when you got pregnant, that's when you
That was
started switching
that was
gears a little bit.
no. That's not when I started switching gears. You mean as far as my current business now?
Yeah, well, as far as like, because Pure Celebrity, from what I see, it has a lot to do with health. It has a lot to do
Yeah.
with, body sculpting and things of that
Of
nature.
course.
So you went from being in the costume world and
Yeah.
being a dancer and creating products for those type of people
Yeah.
to now you're creating products that the whole world could buy.
Of course.
So was it during pregnancy that you had the revelation? I'm trying to find what I call the how it started moment.
How it started was when I was pregnant with my son. I couldn't stand to eat anything unless it was fresh.
Okay.
Whether it was a public sub, whether it was fruit, like my stomach would if it wasn't fresh.
Yeah.
So I started eating a lot of I was making like fresh lemonade, all this stuff. And then I
Mhm.
started researching different fruit and stuff, the benefits, the antioxidants and different fruits and stuff like that. So after I had my son, I gained 58 pounds
Mm.
and I'm already a super curvy
Mhm.
woman. Like my average weight is between 165 to like 180
Yeah.
already, and I'm 5'4".
Okay.
So 58 pounds on top of that is like it's a lot for me because at that time I was at the height of my modeling career before I got pregnant.
Yeah.
I was in urban magazines, I was on the cover of magazines. I was doing rap videos. So the way that I look was very important, but I also knew that putting good things in your body can help as well.
Definitely.
Um, so because I didn't grow up like with this whole healthy lifestyle and
Yeah.
all of that. I grew up eating collard greens,
That's how you
chicken,
got thick, right? Yeah.
cornbread, all
Yeah.
the good stuff. So
Yeah.
I was always thick. I was always thick. But I learned when I started dancing how to contour my body through like waist training and stuff
Mhm.
like that to keep myself on point because at that point people are looking at you physically naked.
Yeah.
Like you can't hide nothing
Can't
when you
hide nothing.
physically
Yeah.
naked
Yeah.
and it's lights on you and people looking. So
And
your
that's
my
your money
appearance,
maker. That's your money maker.
of
The
course.
the better you look, the more money you're gonna make.
But I think so many people focus on the outer appearance
Yeah.
of what people see. They forget to think about the inner part because you can look great physically, but your health can really be poor on the inside.
Yeah, definitely.
So as I got older, because I had my son later than most of my friends, like in
How
high
old were you?
school, and I was 31 when I had my son.
Okay.
So I just wanted to put good things in my body so I could stay useful to raise my son.
Definitely.
That's what it came down
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the doctor's like, "That's a great age to have a child." I'm like, "Oh, it's so late. Wow, it's
Yeah.
so late." Yeah, so that's
Did
how
you
I
suffer
started.
any did you suffer any complications during birth or
No,
no?
no,
Okay.
no.
No, I just asked because,
Why? Because that's a late age.
no, it's not that it's a late age, it's just because I was curious because as I'm in my 30s, in my late 30s now, I'm thinking about having more children and I just was curious. I want more. I told you I want to
No,
have a son, but God ain't blessed me with a son just yet.
maybe it's just not time yet. I think you
Yeah.
overthinking it.
Yeah, I
Trust
believe
me.
so. Yeah.
But
It's
there are
gonna
good
come.
things that you can put into your body that can increase your libido, increase your sperm count,
Mm-hmm.
and things like, and it's as simple as fruit and herbs and stuff like that that you can implement in your regular diet that can make your child come a
Yeah.
lot
Do
sooner
you
than you
sell these
think.
products? Let me know
Of
because I might
course.
have to buy some
Of
stuff.
course, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk about that off camera. We'll talk
Definitely.
about
That
that.
I'm actually creating a ebook at this
Okay.
time right now on different things that you can implement into your diet, drinks, smoothies, and stuff like that
Yeah.
that are good for different things. Like,
Okay.
yeah, for vaginal health, for sperm count, stuff like that. Things that people can make in their home. Because it's cool to buy it from me,
Yeah.
but you could buy the book and you can have it in your house when a
Definitely.
go-to that you
Especially
could
if,
juice or make it yourself.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have all the stuff right there. That's right at the grocery store.
Especially since we living in a technology era. We living in the age of the internet. So
Of
there's
course.
people that may be way in another city and state, and they want to be able to tap into the
Yeah.
knowledge that you have. So an ebook is a great product. I think that's a great idea. Much success with that. So now you pregnant. You started finding and playing with all these herbs, and you started
Yeah.
learning more about health. You started doing your research. How did you come up with the name Pure Celebrity, and what does that mean?
I came up with the name. The first name was called First Fit Tea. And then I was like, that ain't it.
Yeah.
And so I was at the club and I was like, man, I need a name. You know what I mean? Like, so I just asked some girls. One girl said fruity, and I'm like, nah, that ain't it.
Because at first it
And
was just about teas at first.
at first, my whole business was straight tea.
Okay.
Everything was tea. But I learned I don't like anything that's nasty. I personally love tea.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like tea. But I was like, if this is something I gotta drink on a consistent basis, I don't just want to drink warm tea all the time. So I finessed it and then I juiced fruit and did a little combo and made it
Mm-hmm.
taste like juice to
Yeah.
the point that my son used to drink my
Okay.
detoxes.
Okay.
So I made weight loss ones, and then I just made ones that were good for your overall health, for your kidneys,
Okay.
liver, stuff like that. And I originated with those particular detoxes because my brother's father had prostate cancer,
Okay.
and it was a herb that he used that was actually growing in a tree in his yard
Mm-hmm.
that took the cancer out of his body completely
Wow.
after 2.5 months.
Wow. That's a great testimony there. That's crazy because
Yeah.
the doctors will tell you that you got to take these pills and do all this radiation
Yeah.
stuff, but you could just go pick
Yeah,
a tree.
cancer is major because my grandmother died of bone cancer. And I used to make tea for her, but I guess she had gotten broken down to a point where they didn't want to give her the tea because she was making too many bowel movements and stuff.
Mm.
And that really hurt me. But we didn't find out that she had cancer until she was like almost in stage 4,
Wow.
or she didn't tell the family, should I
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
So no, but the herb that I'm talking about is proven effective against throat and lung cancer
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So
But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's so crazy that you would go to the doctor. They would give you these pills,
of course they make money from it.
and then you could have just picked something off of a tree or
Yeah.
herb and researched it, and then it would have gave you even better results than the pill.
Yeah, or you could wean yourself off of the pills by
Yeah.
putting the good things and getting a good report. Because I would never tell someone, just stop taking these pills
Yeah.
and take this. I have a friend who just died that way
Yeah.
from listening to a holistic doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and he took himself completely off the pills. And I wish he would have spoke with me prior, and he ended up having like 3 strokes back to back
Wow.
and ended up dying. And this is a person I thought was gonna live forever.
Wow.
Yeah, so nah, it's just good to know to put things in your body that suppress and help alleviate the issue.
Yeah.
Not suppress. I'm saying it wrong because the drugs suppress the issue.
The drugs suppress
That's
it
why you have to keep getting
Yeah.
prescription after
Uh-huh.
prescription. But if
to
you
get to the root
you
of
can
it.
eat things that aggravate your issues in your
Yeah.
body and make it worse. And
Okay.
you can eat things that feed it and make it eventually diminish and disappear.
Okay.
So you want to put things in your body that don't aggravate the issue that you have. And it's a lot of things that we put in our body that aggravate skin issues, that aggravate anything that's going on within our
Yeah.
body. And it might be things that we actually love to eat
Yeah.
that we need to like cut out.
Cut out
Yeah,
completely.
definitely.
So I know we got off subject, but okay. So you was asking the girls about the
Yeah,
names
the
and
names.
stuff, and
So,
then
but they didn't help me with a name. I don't know how I think
because it's
because
a
I was
catchy
I
name,
was
so I'm
acting.
curious.
I was doing a little acting.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a little modeling, and I was like, to look good, you got to put good things in your body. So I came up with the celebrity part
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people want to look like what they feel celebrities really look like.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the camera they all done up,
Yeah.
makeup, they look great, and you have all these kids and adults the same, like, oh, I want to look like this, I want to look like that. So celebrity was perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but then I did a twist, and instead of TY, it's TEA, because the basis of my business is
It's
from
tea.
herbs and tea.
Yeah.
So I just came up with it, and I asked my lawyer, and I was like, I hope it's available for trademark, because I trademarked it
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. That's what's up.
I trademarked
Well,
it.
congratulations on that. Because I mean, as I'm sitting in your shop right now, and I'm still just thinking, like, I watched this whole thing grow, just like you watched me grow.
Yeah.
And I remember when you was doing some of the teas in the club, I would see.
Yeah, taking them in a cooler.
Yeah,
in the
I
back
would
of the
see.
strip club.
I would see some
Yeah.
of the girls sipping on it,
Yeah.
because we got some right here. I'm gonna take a sip of this in a minute. But I would see this the yellow thing. I mean the silver thing with the logo. I remember seeing this a few times, and
I
then
started with a mason jar, then I
yeah,
put it in another type of cup, then I put it in a bottle like this. I ended up going with the company
yeah.
and put
When
it in
I
a bottle
seen
because I love the
these,
Voss bottle.
when I seen these, that's you took the words out of my mouth. When I
Yeah.
seen these, I thought it was a Voss, but then when I seen the
Mhm.
logo, and then I seen you posting it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
hers. So, kudos to you, man, because it definitely tastes good. I just drank the one that you gave me last time I visited you, the one that helped me use the bathroom. What was that name of that one?
It's just a digestive detox.
Yeah, I just had to.
It cleanses your
I had to
colon.
clean. I had to clean
Yeah.
some things out. I be eating
Yeah,
bad.
man.
I
You
be
can
eating
eat good
ribs.
or
I
bad,
be eating ribs and bacon
but
and
10 to
everything.
20 pounds can literally sit in your colon.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and you could be pooping on a consistent basis.
And I was feeling it. I felt heavy, and now I felt like
Nah,
it did
if you
something
got
to
an
me.
unhealthy gut, that can create so many, because everything starts from the gut. That's like
Yeah,
the core of your body.
yeah.
When your gut unhealthy, that could cause so many other problems. So we walking around full of shit. A lot of us.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
like with my aunt being a diabetic, and when she passed, they gave her a drug that reversed her defecation. And when she died, the feces came through her mouth.
Wow.
And that lets you know how important it is to clean that area out.
Yeah,
And a lot of people think, oh, I poop every day or I poop every other day, so I'm good. I was meeting people in the club, girls I work with, who wasn't pooping for 6 or 7 days straight.
yeah,
We drinking all times of the
yeah,
night. We eating fried chicken, Perry wings,
yeah, yeah,
everything. You
yeah.
know what I mean? We eating poorly, and we really working throughout the night, getting off 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Not sleeping
So that,
good.
yeah,
Not sleeping
yeah,
good. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster right there.
yeah.
So, okay, so you went to your lawyer. You
Yeah, I
started.
had a business lawyer. The club that I worked at, um, I just acquired their business lawyer,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we became cool. And he helped me trade while I was dancing. He helped me trademark my company. My company's registered. Um, I did all of the business footwork while I was still in the club because I was making the money to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I came out with a product, a great product that's great for immunity. I named it Pure Celebrity Skin because it detoxifies your liver to a point that it actually lightens your
Mm.
skin
Yeah.
because of glutathione that's in
Okay.
it. And it's like it's one of the most potent pills on the market. So
Wow.
I was doing all of that stuff when I was dancing because I was like, this is not my last stop. I had already had 2 businesses.
Okay.
After the costume jewelry store, I opened a wig boutique, but I was pregnant before I had my son, and I ended up losing the baby in the process of me opening it. And then I had an issue with a tenant, which saw that I was making a lot of money according to them.
Yeah.
And they were a hair salon. So she told the owner that it was a breach of
A
contract,
conflict of
of
interest.
interest.
Yeah.
So when I closed it, I didn't reopen.
Yeah.
I was like, forget this, because I think I was just going through an
You got
emotional
frustrated.
period,
Yeah.
and I got pregnant like literally 7 months after I had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
So I didn't even open that again. I just focused on having a healthy pregnancy.
Is your iPhone damaged? Come to We Fix MIA, Miami's largest black-owned repair shop. We have 2 locations conveniently located in the city of Miami and Miami Gardens. We also have a mobile van equipped to repair your devices anywhere. For more information, visit us at WeFixMIA.com. Is your iPhone broke? We can fix it, we can fix it. Is your iPad cracked? We can fix it, we can fix it. Call We Fix MIA. Call We Fix fix MIA. Is your iPhone broke? We can fix it, we can fix it. Is your iPad cracked? We can fix it, we can fix it. Call We Fix MIA. Call We Fix MIA. You can also find us on your favorite social media outlets at We Fix MIA. That's WeFixMIA.com. Or call us at 305-751-8486.
And stuff like that.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up. So okay, so just in a round number, how much you think that was the initial startup to get your branding done, to do your research? Like how much you think you put in on the initial startup before you
Even open my location?
open your location?
For my pill alone that I created, I spent like 15,000
Yeah.
to create that pill, and I was still dancing. I had no storefront.
Yeah.
I had a website. But yeah, I had a pill and a detox. And I think that was it. What was the initial startup? I can't even tell you. I could look
Well,
through
15,000
paperwork.
for the pill, and then probably like
15,000 for the
about
pill. The lawyer part, I had did everything on my own as far as the S corp because I didn't start that over.
okay.
My initial business that I had in 2007,
Yeah.
I just transferred the
Transfer it
history
over. Yeah.
and I
That's
changed the
smart. Yeah,
name.
that's
I
smart.
kept my business
Yeah, that's
active the
smart.
whole
Yeah.
time I danced because I always filed taxes. I knew I wanted to buy another house, so I've always had my business.
Yeah.
I just switched the name.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
smart. That's smart.
And I was a C corp at first, and then I
Okay.
got I educated myself a little more, and then I switched it to an S corp
Yeah.
because it made more sense.
Yeah, it does.
business-wise.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it made more sense.
Yeah, that's some
business-wise.
of the things we're gonna get into in the future episodes. We're gonna go into real detail in the difference between the S corp, the difference
Yeah.
between the C corp, a LLC, which one is best for your situation, and how you can obtain either or. So we got into how it got started. So when did you open this location where we at now, which is beautiful? And tell me about some of the services that you offer here.
I opened it in the heart of the pandemic because I said I've been playing with this business long enough.
Okay.
Let me just bet on me.
Was there a moment before the pandemic where you was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, or was it the pandemic itself?
When they shut the clubs down,
Were you
and I
dancing when they shut the
knew
clubs down?
that yeah, I was
Okay.
dibbling dabbling with it. Yeah. And I said, you know what? We didn't know what was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
When they shut the clubs down, I wasn't one that was into like the house parties and all of
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
I wasn't on that. I mean, they made a lot of money during the pandemic,
Yeah.
but I was like, this is the time that I'm a bet on me. And then I end up having a partner that was just, he was like, do it. Like he was like, I want you to do it because you can't go back to that if you're dealing with me. Because when I was single, when I was still dancing, but my partner was like, nah, you gotta focus on you too smart.
Yeah.
Like what you doing? I never saw that type of life for you anyway. So it was just like as my son's and my daughter's father.
Yeah.
So then I went full throttle.
Yeah.
I found a building. I already had a product. I already had certifications for certain things. So I turned mine into a wellness, non-invasive medical spa. Because I
Nice.
was like, tea alone is not going to be just my niche, but that's an important part of health. And I used to make teas for people who had diabetes, high blood pressure, stuff like that
Yeah.
already. So I knew health was major, and it wasn't just because of the pandemic, because people want to live.
Yeah.
People want to live,
Yeah.
and people want to be able to enjoy their lives. Because you can have all this money, but if you're not healthy enough to live and enjoy it, it's like just existing.
Yeah. It goes back to what you got right here. I love your sign. Health is wealth. You can't have. How you gonna spend the money if you're dead? How you gonna spend the money if you're in
That's
the
true.
hospital? How you
That's
gonna spend the
true.
money if
And if
you're
you hurting,
yeah?
you can't enjoy
You're
it.
not
You can't
enjoying
enjoy a
it.
lot of stuff if you're
Yeah,
hurting.
I can imagine somebody, some old guy or some older person that got a lot of money that can't even drive themselves, or they can't do this,
Nope.
do that, and they should be of age to be able to do that. They in their 50s and they getting
Yeah.
nursed around, so that can't be fun. But
No.
okay, so during the pandemic, honestly, I feel like the pandemic turned a lot of people on to their own self. Even me, my business in the pandemic was labeled essential, and I turned up. I turned up with that motivation because I felt the urgency when I started seeing other businesses close. I was like, oh, I can't lose my business because I had my
Yeah.
business since 2017. So when I was seeing the other businesses close, I was like, oh, I got to do whatever I got to do to stay open. And by the grace of God, I was labeled as an essential business. So that's when I really told myself that I got something big on my hands here,
Yeah.
because it was no way for me to turn back, knowing that the government, knowing the police, knowing that the whole world was being shut down. And I was one of the one businesses that was allowed to still stay open. That gave me so much confidence, and it gave me so much drive to be able to get to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, you opened up. What was some of the obstacles you had to deal with? Because you wasn't in the club making fast money. You got one son, you
Yeah.
got one child at this time.
Yes.
So what's some of the like obstacles you had to fight when you first opened up?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my supportive partner made it like my supportive partner made a major difference.
Okay.
Because honestly, when the club would have opened back up, I would have been right back in it.
Yeah.
I was still making over 100,000, 120,000 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, the money was still flowing, and I just used to get my own bag. But he was like, "Nah, you just gotta focus on you." Like, so I focused on me. I focused on my brand. I opened during the time where a lot of businesses was closed,
Yeah.
and my stuff is dealing with contacting people. So I'm like, with the juicing part, that's good because that'll be essential. And then he gave me an idea as far as adding into the marijuana part.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, smoke shops are open
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic,
Definitely was.
and marijuana is a very good herb for wellness.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
So
of
it
people
goes right
think
with
of,
what you was doing anyway.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
why
all
not?
herbs.
Yeah.
Because I'm using herbs to make tea. I'm just selling
A
herbs,
different type.
a different type. I have I sell buds actually too.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of my older clients love the gummies.
Okay.
And now I'm getting more into probably the oils or tinctures, because I have different people who have like epilepsy, anxiety, muscle spasms, and they don't want to smoke.
Yeah.
But I sell pre-rolls too,
So like,
just in case they do want to smoke.
so for the tinctures and stuff like that, do you have stuff that's for children that could help with their appetite?
I think so, more so with the oil or the gummies probably would be good for the children.
And then they
Um,
eat the gummy, and then it would help with their appetite?
will it help with their appetite? Yes,
Because
it
I know
will.
when I smoke weed. So when I
Yeah.
smoke, I get super hungry. But what
Yeah,
I'm asking,
that's with
because
more so of THC. Most of my CBD is sativas. That's like when you wake up in the morning, you want to feel sluggish, you don't want the munchy feeling.
yeah,
But they have indicas that give you more of the munchy feeling. But I
okay.
focus more so on sativas. But if a customer wants something, I'm gonna get them what they want.
Yeah, because I feel like with my daughter right now, she's 5, and we're struggling with getting her to eat different things. And I feel like it's because her mind is
Was she
telling
like
her
Pediasure? Because
she
my
no,
baby used to love
she's
Pediasure.
allergic to milk, so she don't consume no milk products unless it's almond milk or artificial milk.
Okay.
She don't consume. She's allergic to milk like real bad. We learned that early
Milk
on.
builds mucus in the body.
Yeah,
So y'all don't
she
want to
can't
even
drink.
drink real regular milk
Yeah,
actually.
she don't drink. She don't drink no animal milk at all. So she just drink artificial milk and like almond milk, soy milk, stuff like that. But what I was trying to say was that I feel like because she's always saying she's not hungry, even though that's her mind telling her that. I feel like she needs a appetite stimulant, but I haven't really found nothing
You
that
think
could.
she needs that? I think you just need to focus more on what she likes. That's what I did with my
Well,
son.
I've been forcing her. I've been doing the mean daddy
No.
stuff. I've been doing the
All
mean daddy
kids
stuff.
have certain foods that they like. And then you
But
got to
the only
remember,
thing she like
everybody
is
can't
Skittles.
cook.
Only thing
And
she like is
sometimes
Skittles.
if a person doesn't cook well and they cook one thing, the kid will never want to eat that again
Well,
because they don't cook it good.
with her mama, she might have that problem. But with my significant other and my partner, we don't have that problem because
What about grandmas? Grandmas know how to make everything taste good.
nah, she got a grandma. You
She
know
got
what
a
a
grandma on
you
both
know
sides?
on both sides. She got
They
glam mama.
both.
They both glam mamas. They
Dang.
glamour. They don't cook. But
Okay, they
her,
tired of cooking. They
yeah.
raise their kids. They don't
See,
want to
my
cook no
people
more.
that I'm dealing with, my I should say fiance because we've been talking about marriage, but the woman that I'm involved with, she's into cooking. She cooks very well. She actually she's a cook, a dietitian for a nursing hospital or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And that's what she does for a living. So she's all into dietary stuff, and she's all into nutrition is what I'm trying to say. So she's watching my daughter's diet and she's helping, you know, wean her into food because she was stuck on I forgot the milk. It's like a
Lactose
lactate.
intolerant?
No, it's like a like I forgot the name of it. It's some type of milk that is for lactose intolerant people.
Okay.
And she drinks that. It's an artificial milk. You pour it, and that's what she just drink milk and eat hash browns and rice.
Well,
That's the
maybe
only thing my daughter
what
wants.
that's probably what she like. So she like rice. You gotta finesse it. Like with my son, he picked up kids pick up a lot from what their parent or their mom, who they're
Yeah,
predominantly with
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
times, eats. I was eating a lot of vegetables and stuff, my son, so he loves broccoli, he like rutabaga, he like
I wish
all type of stuff. And
this
it's because of
girl.
how I was eating.
I just got her to start eating fish and rice by force, by bribery.
Okay, if she eats
I literally had
rice,
to bribe her.
maybe if she loves rice, you gotta kind of mix it
That's what
in,
we did
like
the
chicken
fish.
and rice, like mix it
Yeah, that's why
in
we
so
did
she
the
could.
fish and rice to
Yeah,
mix it in. But she won't do no vegetable, no bean, no
my
nothing. She
mom
don't
probably
want
don't eat
nothing.
any of that
But what
stuff.
we do, we trick her though. We give her smoothies and stuff like that. We trick her with the
Yeah,
smoothie.
kids, my baby love milkshakes and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So smoothies
And
are
we
our way to
buy
go.
these, it's a brand that it's kind of like Naked, but it's a different brand for children.
Okay.
And it has the flavor, but it have all the nutrients. It got kale, broccoli, all that stuff. So we give her that with
Y'all give her
the
that. She
fish and
drink
rice.
it.
Yeah. It's not it don't taste bad.
Is it like the boathouse, like the green machine
It's
type
like
stuff?
Naked, you know, Naked.
Yeah, yeah. It's like naked.
It tastes
Okay, so
like
it tastes
Naked.
good. It
It's
tastes good.
sweet, but it
It
has
tastes good.
everything in it.
Yeah.
So we give her that with her meal. So she have to, eat the meal and then drink that. So it kind of
Yeah.
balances out. So I got her helping me, thank God. But when she goes home to her mother, she don't have me.
Multivitamins kind of help
Yeah,
too.
she don't have me
Multivitamin
there.
helps because sometimes she might not have a very fast metabolism to where she's hungry. Maybe because
Yeah. And her
kids have
mom,
very strong minds.
it's
If
so
they focus on
crazy.
something, they're not worried about food
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
they greedy like my baby. My
It's
baby's love. My
it's so
baby love
crazy
to eat.
because like we got a lot in common. We got a lot of things that's separate. But like she picked up a lot from me. She has my conversation skills. I feel like she has my wit, my sarcasm, but she's just like her mom when it comes to eating. She's tall and slim like her mom, So, it is what it is. But we could talk about kids forever
You
because
gotta find 3 things she like and just flip them.
right now we
Most
got her
kids
with
like pizza, macaroni and cheese. Like it's
she can't
something.
eat milk, so no cheese for her. So she don't eat pizza. She no macaroni and cheese.
What you mean y'all can make pizza?
Well, I mean, we could probably make pizza, but most of the time we buy pizza.
You
So,
can get non-dairy cheese
you
and
get
make her pizza.
non and make it from
Yeah,
scratch.
and that'll
Yeah.
be something that she could do with y'all in the kitchen. She making her pizza, and then she can. So you got to get creative with
Yeah,
kids.
ironically, she like to be in the kitchen. She just don't want to eat nothing from the kitchen. She don't want to eat nothing.
And see, she probably will want pizza because she can't normally eat it.
That's why
So you gotta
I
have, you
want to
gotta,
I want to
yeah, get
drug
some
her up. I
no,
want to
get some
drug her
non-dairy
up.
cheese
I want to drug her up with them
and say we
gummies
gonna do
and
something
make her
cool.
so hungry that she be like, "Daddy, I'm hungry." That's what I want to do.
Well, CBD is the medicine part of
Yeah,
marijuana, so
yeah,
that's the healthy part. Like a lot of parents are looking into that when their kids have epilepsy,
yeah,
seizures, and stuff like
yeah.
that because it's helping a lot of people. You
And
know
it's
what I mean?
it's coming though. It's good to see. I grew up. I know we getting off subject a little bit, but I grew up smoking weed, so it's good to see finally that
Me
marijuana
too.
is being used for things. And like I probably got like 8 different weed charges, and it was all medicine. I had PTSD.
Man, weed is therapeutic.
I seen death at a young age. I witnessed my sister's dad get killed in front of my eyes in the projects. So I always had this urgency and
Yeah,
nervousness about me,
weed
and
came to
weed
me as a
calmed me
coping
down.
coping
Yeah, weed
mechanism as
calms me
well.
down. Even today, like sometimes I wake up at the crack of dawn, even if I went to sleep late, I'm up at the crack of dawn. I got nowhere to go. I got nothing to do. My store don't open for 3, 4 hours, but I'm up. I feel like I gotta be doing something.
Of course.
So let's get back to it. So okay, so you opened up during the pandemic.
Yes.
Everything's been going good so far.
hmm
You said you had your partner to help you, but I want to get to some of the things
He
that
just gave me the idea of the CBD part,
I want to get
which
to some
made
of the things
sense.
that is like troubling for you, even with your partner helping you, even with you having a good financial backing and a good support system. What
What good
troubles
support
LaQuar?
system?
Support
I
system
mean,
meaning like having a partner that wants to trust me, because I was single for a while doing my business, and I had them long nights where it was crazy, and not having somebody in your corner
I think my
is
partner
tough.
mostly pushed me into my business as far as because he didn't want me to go back in the club. we probably wouldn't have been together if I would have been back in the club, because he's not a person who's for that. When I
Yeah.
met him initially, I stopped. I
Yeah.
stopped being in the club.
Yeah.
So he just was like, I see more for you. I saw more for myself, but you could see more for yourself and you could see the money that you need right now.
Yeah.
And you'll make a decision like that. And that's how I was. I
It's your
got to see
comfort
it.
though. It's a part of your comfort though. You
Hustling
comfortable
is
enough
my
to know
comfort. I
no,
knowing I'm gonna go in with something and
and
come
come
out
right
with
back out.
something.
Yeah, that's
Even though
comforting.
we've had nights that don't add up, my nights that added up outweighed the ones that
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
So I can never complain. I was
What's the
addicted
biggest
to the grind.
What's the biggest bag you brought home in one night?
The biggest bag I brought home in one night wasn't a lot. It was probably like about over $12,000.
Yeah, because I mean, you remember Playgirl, who I was with back then.
Yeah.
She did 5 in one night. So I was wondering where
Yeah.
you was at with it.
Yeah.
So
It was
and what club
mostly
was that? Just out of
that was
curiosity.
at Coco's,
She
the
did hers at Take One.
office. It was running me away from the Take One. They
Yeah.
couldn't control me how they wanted to, so they
Yeah.
wanted me to get away from there.
I always wonder why you never went to KOD like that.
I
Like
did go there.
later, but in the beginning, you was Coco's mascot.
I went to KOD and it wasn't about me being a favorite and all of that. It was too orchestrated for me.
Yeah.
That's why I stayed away from. It was like I could at Coco's in the office, I could get my money, count my money, go home. Get my
Yeah.
money, go home. Over there, they wanted you to pay 10%. They wanted the people bags came up missing $5, $10, $7,000. They don't know where the money went. They going in the room counting the money, giving you an envelope. You know they
Yeah.
stealing that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I know celebrities here, but I'll stay where I'm at because
Yeah,
I know I
yeah.
could go home in peace with my
Yeah.
money. It was too much orchestration for me. That was the only reason. I
Yeah.
was at King of Diamonds. I met
Yeah.
a lot of good people at King of
Yeah.
Diamonds. I got paid in euros for the first time at King of Diamonds.
Yeah.
So
You know, it's crazy, man. Like I met a lot of people at King of Diamonds, but like in my hustle days and doing what I did, I always made more money in the smaller clubs. We always
I
made more
made
money.
equal in both.
We
But
always
then
made more. I remember one night Future was at G5. He was performing at G5. He left G5 with True Story to Take One and spent like 10, 20,000 in the club.
I
In
met
less than
Diddy. I met Diddy and Take One.
Yeah.
Diddy and Cassie and a lot
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
And that was the smallest
Smaller
club.
hole in the
But
wall.
the vibe was unmatched.
Yeah.
The original Take One. The vibe
Yeah.
was unmatched. So it didn't matter if the club was big or not. A person want to feel comfortable. They want to. A lot of people want to reminisce when they get to that level. Like,
Yeah.
dang, I used to go to a club like this, and they
Mhm.
hitting on the drinks. They had free pour at Take
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
They had pretty girls. The DJ was always lit.
They used to
So
do the
they had
live
all
band.
the
They used to do the live band sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I met a lot of
Good
celebrities
days.
at Take One,
Good
just like I did
days.
at King of Diamonds. So yeah.
Okay, so where do you see Pure Celebrity going in the next 5 to 10 years? What's some of the goals that you want to work on, and where do you see you taking the company?
I think I want to branch off more into what I initially, because when I opened up with the pandemic, I focused more on physical location and providing services that people need, like post-op, body contouring. We do lipo shots. I make the weight loss tea because everything, it all goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But now I want to focus more so on my e-commerce because I knew when I worked at the post office, it was businesses that had a beautiful location that weren't getting the customers, but that was making numbers because I used to pick up the packages for them.
Mhm.
So I think I veered away from focusing on my e-commerce, which I think was a learning process or a learning curve for me because I've had 3 different businesses.
Mhm.
And the first 2, I didn't get to give them 100% because I was still tied to the club that was making more money. So this is the first business that I've been able to give 100% outside of
Yeah,
motherhood or whatever.
let me give you a clap for that. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, because that's not easy to do. So I wanted to just show my love on that one. 'Cause,
Definitely not
yeah.
easy to do. Business is so easy for a lot of people to start, but to maintain the longevity and to build and to educate yourself on other avenues as far as like I'm going into the digital market
Mhm.
and focusing on my e-commerce. Some people are making 50, 100,000 on e-commerce alone
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
a couple products.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So tell us about your ebook. You said you was gonna do the ebook. That's a digital product.
Yeah.
So what would the ebook be consisted of? Like,
The
what is the topic
the
on it?
ebook will be consisted of a healthy lifestyle, healthy affirmations, things that you should, because I think health is more than just what you put into your body.
Okay.
It's how you think of yourself, how you view yourself, how you feel, how you speak, in general, as far as on yourself and to people, and healthy relationships.
Yeah.
I think health is all the way around the board, because you can be super healthy eating all the right stuff and just have toxic relationships and friendships and conversations, and that can kill you too.
Yeah. Hell
Like, you
yeah.
could literally die
Die from
from,
stressing and
yeah,
all
and
that.
mental health is, it's a lot of awareness on it right now, and I think it's just as, if not more important than you eating, because if your mental is not healthy, so everything else is going to fall into place. If you don't see yourself as a person that you love, you know what I mean? You don't see yourself as a person you're going to become. You know, you're not going to become that person,
Yeah.
because a million people could see it for you. But if you don't see it for yourself, if you don't visualize it for yourself, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna just piggyback off of that for a second. Like when I first opened up, well, I'll take it back. When I said it on my first episode, when my daughter's mom got pregnant, for a whole year during her pregnancy, 9 months or whatever, I walked around telling everybody I'm gonna have a phone store with a studio in the back. I
Of
didn't know
course.
how I was gonna do it. I didn't
Of
know
course.
where I was gonna do it. I didn't even know when I was gonna do it. And a whole, like, maybe a year and a half later, my daughter was about a year old
Mhm.
when I first opened up my studio with the phone store in the front and the studio in the back. So manifestation is real.
Definitely.
It's definitely what it is. You need to be paying attention to what's coming out your mouth and what you're putting in your
Of
brain,
course.
because the more thoughts you put into your brain that you can't do something, you will never do it.
Of
The
course.
more thoughts you give yourself on the reasons how to do it, you will find a way to get it done.
Of course.
You
Because
know?
it's already in your brain. You can already visualize it. And
Yeah.
that's something that kids are really good at.
Yeah.
Because kids don't have as many distractions and as many issues as adults have.
Yeah.
Imagination is powerful. I
Mhm.
remember being 12 years old and telling my friend, I'm going to get that car and we going to ride in that car
Yeah.
and we going to wear red outfits
Yeah,
to match the
yeah.
car. And literally 2-3 years later, I bought the exact same car I pointed at. Like the law of attraction and all that, everybody calls it different things. It's so real,
Yeah.
because if you can see it, you start creating steps in your mind of how to
Mhm.
get there.
How
And
to
then
get
if you
there.
have the work ethic with the visualization, you can't lose,
Yeah.
because your mind, like literally, when you train your brain to think a certain way, it doesn't matter what anybody else has to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
You'll do tunnel vision. Like
Yeah.
if you really want to lose weight, if that's what you want, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, I don't care if they eating that cheeseburger. Forget that. I want to look good. I want to live, and you're gonna do it. And people gonna be like, oh, that's crazy. You gotta block that stuff out. Your
Yeah.
mind is so powerful, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's
Definitely.
why
I
the
agree.
conversations that go into it, the people that you converse with on a consistent basis, even the things that you watch on TV is so important,
Yeah.
because everything is connected.
Yeah.
And it
You know,
starts with your thoughts.
do people ever tell you that you're very well spoken? You're very well spoken. And it's like, I feel like me and you can have conversations for hours. So, I mean, if you ever thought about it, you could probably do a podcast too. I think you'll do good.
I definitely want to do that, because a lot of people have told me that throughout my life, as far as like people told me, maybe you should be a life coach, maybe you should be a motivational
Yeah.
speaker, maybe you should be this. And I've been doing, and even when I was in the club, like a lot of girls used to gravitate to me to the point that people thought I was like a madam.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
I'm
it's
a
just
witness to
that,
that, so I know.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I think I got an old soul. I know I have an old soul. And then I just paid a lot of attention to my mother, and then I pay attention to life. I learned a lot of things from doing it head first, and then other things I learned from watching other people. But most of
Mhm.
my stuff was like pretty much head first.
Yeah.
And I just always gave people advice naturally, as a woman, as a mother, and I wasn't even a mother at the time, as an older sister that was like a mom, because I did a lot of stuff
Yeah.
super early.
Yeah.
So I could
Yeah.
give a lot of advice, because I went through the trial and
Yeah.
error on
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I was always open to giving free information. I need to make some money from it.
Yeah, I believe. Hey, that's something I would definitely love to produce it. I'm producing this one, so we'll talk about that off camera.
Definitely.
But
We
that's
definitely
definitely
gonna look
something
into
that.
that. And that's something that's that, you know what? You just said it. It's gonna be put into the pot,
Existence.
and we're gonna mix it
Yeah, we
up,
gonna
and
manifest that. We throwing it out there
a
right
full
now.
course meal out of it.
Yeah, we definitely gonna put that together. Pure Celebrity gonna have her own show, Laqa, hosted by Laqa, or however y'all want to call it.
Yeah.
Y'all look out for that. She gonna do great things. So I think we touched on a lot of things. How can people find you? Like how can they tap in with you? Give out your socials or whatever you wanna, whatever information you want to give them to contact
Okay.
you at.
Said my socials. I'm like, giving my social
Not
security
social
number.
security.
I'm being
I mean,
funny. I'm being funny. You mean social
yeah,
media?
yeah. Throw out
Yeah.
all your social
Yeah. I
media so
love the
people can
joke.
contact.
Purecelebrity.com. So www.purecelebrity.com. Glad I was able to get that because
Yeah.
all the nets and orgs.
Yeah, man.
.com sounds way better.
Yeah.
Pure Celebrity on Instagram. I have a Pure Celebrity on YouTube that I never use, but if we gonna do the podcast, I definitely will use it.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything is Pure Celebrity. The phone numbers, everything's all connected. You can
Okay.
Google me and Pure Celebrity is gonna come up and everything all around it.
That's
I
what's
did
up.
a press run literally probably like 4 or 5 years before I've opened my location.
Yeah.
I did a press run in New York, Baltimore, and different states, and went on
Okay.
interviews, radio shows, talking about my company and because I believe in my brand.
Yeah.
Every product that I create, I use because it was an issue that I had within my body, like with my pill, with my moisturizing lotion, my different oils, and CBD. I
Mhm.
started using marijuana as a coping mechanism. So it makes sense. I am my business.
Yeah.
Like literally. I don't eat healthy all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. I eat ice cream. Even though I'm supposed to have hints of lactose, I love ice cream. I love ice cream. It's like a coping comfort food.
A comfort
My
food.
comfort food. I love ice
Yeah.
cream. So I know in life you gotta have balance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in the drive-through to Taco Bell and get a Mexican pizza if they wasn't sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna eat salads. I like yogurt. I like granola. I like a lot. I grew up eating a lot of healthy stuff because older people like to make a lot of vegetables and
Yeah.
stuff. So I love vegetables.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm glad I got a chance to come and sit down and talk to you because I've been watching your journey, and I just want to say I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? You done became like a sister to me. Me and your brother done did time together.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
man.
saying? Like through
You
the
put me in the
years.
studio,
Yeah,
even though I ain't
I
want to
was
go
the
full
first one to
throttle
put
with
it on
it.
the track, y'all. I put it on the
A couple
track.
of my homeboys tried to put me in the studio, but I was like, it takes so much time
Yeah.
becoming an artist. Nobody's born overnight.
Yeah.
The fastest people that I seen that made it big was the City Girls.
Yeah.
I never seen nobody move that. I think they literally got signed in less 2 years.
You know what's crazy?
And they
It's
had
like,
the following.
I feel like they was manufactured though.
Don't matter. But out of all the artists that I know, and I've done a lot of rap videos for local artists as well as the main artists.
Yeah.
Those were the fastest people that I seen that got in the industry and got signed. I don't think I've seen anybody faster than that.
They definitely
That I personally got to see because they used to come to the clubs
Yeah.
and they had a following. People
Mhm.
that came to the club support their music. So they already had a following. So it just
I
went
remember
from
when
there.
that first song came out. I went to the club one day. I hadn't been out in the club in a while. I was going through my case. You remember I was on house arrest recently for like 2 years. So I just poked my head in the club one day just on some random shit. Even though I wasn't even supposed to be in there, I just went in there. And then I needed I had that itch on me. I was like, let me see what's going on.
Yeah,
Let me
the
see what
strip club is
it's
like butt naked therapy for
yeah.
men. Like y'all
So
can't stay away.
so I went in there and I was like, man, let me just poke my head in here. And I seen Cutter Man. I slid in the DJ booth with him. Me and him was chopping it up. We was talking. And then he played their song. And then I asked him, I'm like, who is this? He was like, oh, you don't know who that is? Man, that's the City Girls. Man, they finna be the next thing. And Cutter Man,
Yeah.
I could honestly say Cutter Man was right.
Cutter Man has an eye.
He
for
do
certain
got
stuff
that
with
eye. He
music.
pay
Yeah.
attention to the music scene. Shout out to the boy Cutter Man. We know you still around, man. Cutter. You get what I'm saying? And he definitely he put me on the City Girls. I didn't know who they was. He played their song. He told me some of their backstory, and then I just started watching them. I watched them when they first got signed to QC. I watched them with their first little documentary video, And then I started watching they next video, where the bag at. I started watching it little by little.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was watching them, I could just remember the first time I heard of them was from Cutter Man. So, shout out to Cutter Man, because he's one of those genuine DJs, those genuine
Yeah.
Miami DJs that support the culture.
That support the people from his
Yeah,
city and
yeah.
play their stuff without being paid to play their stuff. Yeah.
He definitely played a lot of my music, and I appreciate him. So yeah, I think we touched on everything. This was a great episode. I definitely learned some things, and I want to take my health a little bit more seriously, so that way I could be more wealthy, because health is
Yeah, I
wealth.
need to see you with gray hairs and be
Yeah,
like, listen,
I ain't
man,
going
I've been
nowhere.
drinking.
Yeah, we definitely we're gonna tap in. We're gonna talk more about some of those things, because I want to figure out how I could get my daughter to eat more with some of these all these herbs and stuff. I know it got to be something that'll help boost her appetite, and I'm sure you'll be the right person for me to
Definitely. You
that
got to
done.
make it fun with kids, though.
Yeah.
Got to make it fun.
I'm such a tough dad. Like, she know when it's time to play, we play. I'll be
No,
Mr.
you
Goofy, and I
can't
jump
force
off.
them. Those kids will like
But
throw food in the trash. They'll flush it down the toilet. They'll do whatever they could do to not eat it because you're forcing them. But if you make it fun, if it's things that they like, you just got to do more of it. Or do like George Washington Carver. She like peanuts, peanut butter, peanut spread, peanut. You just got to.
Yeah, it's crazy, because like with my daughter, I'm tough on her, because I feel like I'm being tough on her, but I'm not tough on the sense where I'm like, oh, you better do it. I just got to say it in a tone. I'll be like, Jalea, don't play with me. That's all I
Kids
got to
are
say.
like that with dads.
And
Mom's
she don't
gotta like do everything. All dads
she
gotta
just
do
listen.
is say it.
Once
with
I
y'all
tell
tone,
her and
and
I
then
look
they-
at her seriously, I give her that eye, I give her that The Rock eye, and say, Jalea, you better eat that food. And she just, okay. That's the face she do. Her little lip drop. Okay. And she gonna eat it. And she'll complain.
But if she likes rice, you good. It's so much stuff you can make with rice.
She love rice. She'll eat white rice with anything. She'll eat white rice with.
Oh, that's if she like white rice, she'll like Dwee John rice.
Yeah,
it's a lot of rices, man. Like a lot of ways you can finesse the rice-a-roni.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta stick with what she like, and rice is filling.
Yeah.
Rice will give her what she needs. A lot of countries,
I feel like
it's no substance to you because you don't like rice.
What
but you gotta mix the rice-a-roni got little peas and you gotta put the stuff into what she like.
I'll be, because look, this is what I noticed about her diet, and my person was telling me that too. Like, she don't eat no protein. She don't eat chicken. She don't eat nothing.
But protein is not just meat.
But she don't like beans. She don't want to eat the beans. And
she don't eat meat either?
She don't eat no meat. Only thing that my daughter eats.
She don't like chicken.
She don't
Most
eat chicken.
babies love chicken bones.
No.
They suck on the chicken bone when they little.
The only thing that my daughter will eat is rice, hash browns, applesauce. She just started getting on fish.
Rice and hash brown is starches.
Yeah, she just started getting on the fish.
So when she eat the hash brown, she don't eat breakfast with the hash brown?
No.
She don't like pancakes?
She don't want eggs. She don't want pancakes. She don't want waffles.
She don't like bacon?
She don't want bacon.
You gotta make it fun. You gotta see what she's watching.
You know,
like
how
my baby used
you know
to
how I
watch
do
Run
her?
Run, and he used to be like, "Mommy, I
her.
want cheese sticks," because the baby used to be like, "I want." He used to eat cheese sticks.
I bribe her. I tell her, I say, Jalea, you want Skittles? She be like, yes, I want. I be like, eat a piece of that, and I'll give you Skittles later. And that's how she do it. That's the only way she
like
gonna eat.
Sprinkles? She like sprinkles?
No, she's stuck on Skittles right now. Like, that's her thing. Like, everything, every day, all day is Skittles, Skittles, Skittles.
And I'll be making life-size Skittles, like a pot that look like a life-size Skittle.
I'm gonna have to try something because it's serious. But
nah, she just gotta try. You gotta take her somewhere where she could try different things and see different things. Grandmas usually are so good with stuff like that.
We always give her choices on her plate. Like, she got a one of them plates like from the schoolhouse with the
the different sections.
With the sectional plate. So we put applesauce. We put a little bit of egg. We put a little bit.
How old is your daughter?
She almost 6.
Applesauce.
She love applesauce.
Okay, she
You
like
know,
applesauce.
it's like anything, I
So
get
she love you trying you like at this point she
anything.
gotta eat anything.
Anything, long as she eating, because she still do drink the milk at night and stuff, the little artificial milk I was telling you about. I
Yeah.
forgot the name of it, but she drink that at night. She drink it in the morning, and then we give her
Well,
smoothies throughout the day.
yeah, the smoothies is where you could get the protein at.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a major thing. Kids love smoothies. Well, my kids love smoothies.
You should come with a product. I'm telling you, come with a product, a CBD product where make kids eat. You'll be a millionaire. I'm telling you.
Make kids eat.
Yeah, make them eat. It
So you
make them
think
hungry.
a lot of people kids have this problem?
Yeah. If
I
you
didn't
Google
know
it right
about
now,
that.
it's called
My
picky eaters.
My son is a picky eater, but he used to love Pediasure. I had to wean him off the Pediasure.
Okay, and
'Cause
that
he
was a
was
part of
he
your
was
process. You did it good,
Yeah.
but there's some that are more intense. Like
But your habits gotta be what you're telling your kids to eat. You can't say, like I tell my son to read, like, cause he like video games, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, how am I gonna tell him to read when he don't really see me reading like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kids mimic what they see us do. And if you want your daughter to do certain things, you got to really sit down with her mom when she's not present and say, listen, this is something that we have to work together on.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Well, that's a
That's
real podcast.
That's
That's
a
real
whole
important.
nother subject. I'm telling you.
She's with both of you.
I know that's the hardest part about co-parenting, honestly.
And you could take her to eat.
Yeah,
like my kid's dad used to be like, why
To
you
take
take our
y'all out?
son to such fancy restaurants? I was like, because I like to go to fancy restaurants.
When we go out to eat, she will eat things. Like,
I
Okay,
know.
oh no, I forgot her other thing that she loved.
Your daughter is
French
spoiled.
fries.
Your daughter is spoiled.
She's spoiled.
So
That's why I got to give her that
take
mean
her,
face.
No,
I
take
give
her
that
to
mean
her little
face, and
fine
she do it.
dining. Take her to her little fine dining.
Yeah.
Teach her etiquette, because that's your job as a dad.
Yep, yep.
To show her how a man's supposed to treat her. Get her little flowers.
Yeah.
Take her. Tell her to pick what she wants. She like potato or French fries. Most places got French fries. You know what I mean? But she gonna have to get a meat too.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I
that's
mean?
why I
Like,
started forcing her with the fish. But it started out as forcing and bribing, but now she knows.
now she likes fish.
The other day she said it. She was like, I want fish and rice. So
Yeah, because maybe her mother is not forcing her. Maybe when she doesn't want something, her mom's like, okay.
no
Because
problem.
some moms don't want to be the
No.
bad guy.
Trust
Some
me,
parents
I'm the one.
don't want to be the
I'm
bad
the
guy.
parent. I'm the parent that introduced her to hash browns. I'm the parent that introduced her to rice.
So what was she eating
I'm a-
before?
Drinking that milk.
That milk be good. That
She-
milk like a milkshake
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
Yeah, that milk
They just
be-
drink that milk. That's it. And it's like she drinking milk and eating candy all day. I don't like
Well,
that.
you're gonna have to put some strawberries and bananas
Yeah.
in that little artificial milk and make her little
Yeah.
smoothie in a bullet or something like that.
I got that island soul. So I just can't let a child tell me what they gonna eat.
No, most parents are like, I used to give my son too many
Yeah.
options. I don't want to eat this. I
Yeah,
don't wanna
you
eat
get
that.
too many options. You can't.
Like, what you
I
want to eat
said
today? I used
this.
to ask him, what you want to eat today? That's
This is
what
what
you
I-
don't do.
You can't ask that. No, I tell Julia, I say, "Are you hungry?" Once she say, "Are you hungry?" I put the food in
She
front
don't
of her.
like McDonald's.
She just want the fries. She don't want. She don't.
A lot
even-
of kids love fries.
She don't
though.
even want chicken nuggets. She don't even want chicken
She
nuggets.
doesn't want chicken nuggets.
I'm telling you, we'll talk about it though. But that was our episode. We got off subject because we parents and we love our kids. So y'all tap in with the homegirl Laqa. Y'all make sure y'all look up her products, Pure Celebritea.
Yes.
She's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I got my feet detoxed the last time I was here. She has a lot of great services. So make sure you guys look her up. She's also a wonderful actress. Me and her got some other things we might get into with the movies and stuff like that. So you'll be
Definitely.
seeing more of us working together. And thank you for tuning in. It's We Major.
Bye.
We made you, nigga.